Hi guys, and welcome to a very sunny and very warm Healthy Balance studio. So we're going to go through our Strength and Toning 2 workout, and today it's all about the core. So let's get started by setting ourselves up. Our feet are hip socket distance apart, shoulders down the back. Just give them a little loosen up. Breathing in, breathing out. And we're going to just start to tuck the chin, slowly rolling down the body vertebra by vertebra, inch by inch, really hanging heavy through the arms. Taking a breath in. On the breath out, we pull that belly button in, slowly rolling up the spine, vertebra by vertebra, until we stack ourselves back tall. Good. Let's do a couple like this, just transitioning into our mat workout for the day. Breathing in, breathing out, pulling that belly button in, keeping those arms heavy all the time. Shoulders back up into position before head and neck. Let's go again, 2 more like this. Rolling down. Taking a breath in. Taking a breath out. Pulling that belly button up. The last one. Taking all the way down. Just let the back of your head hang heavy, the back of your neck. Really feel that weight. Breathing in, breathing out, pulling that belly button in, rolling up vertebra by vertebra until we're standing tall. So we're going to take it into our flow now. So same thing again, our feet are still hip socket distance apart, we're standing tall. We come up to that tabletop, that tip-top balance, and straighten forward to get a nice flat back and then release down. Coming into a crouch, keeping your heels up off the mat, pushing through the heels, rolling up vertebra by vertebra. Good. Just keep breathing this through. Keeping that belly button in as we stretch that back forwards, releasing. Breath in, breath out. Belly button pulls in. Rolling. Through the heels, get that stretch, squeeze the belly button up, still keeping those shoulders really released as you come back up. Squeeze that belly button. Last one, take it up, tiptoe. Straighten through the back, reach long and then release. Bending down, breath in, breath out. Push those heels up tall and rolling up. Good. So come to the edge of your mat and we're going to just roll it down, vertebra by vertebra. And bend your knees if you need to, place your hands on the mat. From here, we're going to walk it out. So we've got that stretch, it's kind of stealing downward dog a little bit. Okay, so we're getting that stretch through the legs. Start pedaling through the ankles, keeping that belly button pulled in. Our pelvis is high, tall. Just starting to warm up the body. Breathing in, breathing out. And then push those heels down through the mat. Really try and keep that back straight, that belly button pulls in. Good, and then bring it down so you're on your hands and knees. So same thing as always, our hands are underneath our shoulders, our knees are underneath our hips. And we've still got that space, okay? So we're still hip socket distance apart. The belly button pulls in, and the back of the spine kind of just tucks a little bit. So instead of coming from here, we want to make sure that we're really tucking and keeping ourselves long. So we bring the chest forward through the arms to get that length through the back of the spine. So from here, make sure that you're getting that core control, okay? And we're going to just slightly raise one knee up off the mat, okay? So try not to kind of hinge over too much here. Trying to keep yourself nice and controlled. We're going to take one leg back and squeeze it in. Just a tiny little warm up, trying to get those abs working. We go 3, 4, so we're doing 6 of these. 5, push through the heel of the hands. 6, now keep that leg long, and using the back of the leg and the glutes, we're going to lift it long, so lift it high. So we're not caving in the back here. We want to keep ourselves long, strong. Take the opposite hand and reach it long away from you. Just hold it here. So taking a breath in, taking a breath out, really stretching through. Breath in, breath out. Last time, we go breath in, breath out. Now we're going to pulse. So we pulse the back of the shoulder and the glutes. We go up for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold it here. And we're going to do crunches. So elbow to knee and long. So elbow to knee and long. And get to that position where your back's really straight at the end. Long. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, nearly there, last one, 10. Hand down, knee down, and give yourself a little stretch out, good. Taking a breath in, and taking a breath out. Taking a breath in, and taking a breath out. Good, ready to do the other side? So get back up onto that all-four position. So again, make sure you're set up, you've got that core control, pelvic floor pulls up, belly button pulls in, and just make sure you're not sinking in the shoulders here, okay? We want to strengthen these shoulders to get that lovely Pilates back. So even though we're working the abs, we're still working the whole body. So push through the palms of your hands and kind of pull them apart. So we go from here to a strong position here. Same thing again on the other side. So we just hover that knee up, and we go along and draw it in with the abs. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Hold it out. Lift from the back of the glutes, back of the leg. Take the opposite arm, lengthen it long, and just breathe. Breathing in, keeping those abs in. Breathing in. Breathing in. Breathing in. Last time, breathe in. Really stretch long. Breathe out. Now we pulse up using the shoulder and the glutes. We go for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stretch it long and in. Crunches. We go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Nearly there. 3 more. 8, 9, and 10. Good, stretch it long, and take it all the way Breathing in. And breathing out. Breathing in. And breathing out. Last time, just breathe in and breathe out. Good, so we're going to take it onto a seated position here. So setting up just as we do, we keep our feet hip socket distance apart. So if I'm facing you, I've got my knees hip socket distance. And at no point in this exercise do we want to kind of knock our knees together or kind of open them up. They've always got to try and stay just here, okay? No naughty knees. So we're gonna start by just sitting tall. So our belly button pulls in and our shoulders just come down the back. And if you find this quite a difficult position, you can roll up a towel and just place it underneath your sit bones. So it gives you that little bit of extra support to kind of be able to lift up, keeping that belly button in. So we're just going to start to warm up those abs a little bit more, taking the arms forwards. We're going to tuck the very lower part of our back and lift. So we tuck and lift. Good. Tuck and lift. Tuck and lift. So make sure that this top half of your body is completely open all the time. Tuck and lift. Now last time, tuck and lift, and we're going to take it down. So we tuck and then we slowly lower down about halfway, taking a breath in. On the breath out, we give an extra squeeze of those abs to sit tall. Good, so take it down halfway. Breath in, breath out, squeezing from the abs and reach tall through the back. 3. Squeeze. 4. Sit tall every time. Making sure those shoulders are not creeping up. They like to do that. Squeeze. Got 4 more. So we take it halfway down. Breath in, breath out, really squeeze that belly button and sit tall. Good. 3 more. Good. 2. Last one. Take a breath in. Take a breath out. Don't move. Take a breath in. Take a breath out and squeeze from that belly button and sit tall. Good. Well done. Starting from this exact position, we're going to take it halfway down. We're going to open one arm out and look to our elbow. So we're getting a twist here. We bring it back into center. Squeeze through the belly button to sit tall. Take it the other way, take it down. And open. Back to center. Squeeze up. Good. Down. And open. Squeeze up. Down. And open. So we're really getting a twist in the waist here. So we're not kind of letting our knees kind of go over to one side. They've got to stay really strong and in the center. And get that reach, that tallness, right at the top. Down. And open. I always seem to hold my hand closed on one side when I'm pulling back. I think it's trying to be Katniss Everdeen or Robin Hood. but it works for me, so that's fine. You can keep your hands open if you need. Open, center, and up, down. Open, center, and up. Last time we take it down. Open, center, squeeze up, and down. Open, center, squeeze up. Good, well done. Just take your feet together and just release out in those hips. Taking a nice couple of deep breaths. Good, breathing in, breathing out. You can get a bit of a stretch through if you need. Good, and we're going to take it all the way down onto our backs now. So, we're going to set up so that our cores are still able to work, okay? So we're not kind of relaxing or pushing down into the back here. We want to keep engaged all the time. So we pull that belly button in, but we're not pulling it in so much that we're squishing down in our lower back, okay? So we want to try and keep that slight little curve underneath the lower back, unless you have a back problem or a lower back problem which can be aggravated, in which case make sure you've still got that connection and tuck the pelvis so you are slightly lowered in your back. What you want to avoid whenever you're doing any work on your core and your back exercise is kind of arching up too much because you're trying to work, okay? You don't want to push up into that belly button. Make sure that you either keep it in this neutral position or you tuck the pelvis to bring it into a supine position. So our shoulders are still down away from our ears, our arms are down by our sides. We pull that pelvic floor up and the belly button pulls in. So we're getting that core connection here. We're going to take one leg and bring it up to 90 degrees, immediately turning those abs on. Imagining like your leg is frozen in this position and the only part you can move is your hip, we're going to take it down and up. Good, 2 and up. So you might not be able to get it all the way down to the mat. That's absolutely fine. Again, it's better to only go a little way than to kind of push out to get those legs down. Breathing out as you pull it in. 3, 2, 1. Good, take that leg down and take it over onto the other side, exactly the same again. So we take it down, squeeze up. 3, 4. Keep that belly button in all the time. 6, 7, and 8, 9, and 10. Squeeze it in. Good. Take the leg down. We're going to take one leg up to 90, take the other leg up to 90, still trying to keep that core and that slight little curve. If you feel like this is kind of a bit too much, you can bring the knees in a little bit and let your back flatten. Okay, so either here or here. Our arms come out to the side a little bit wider so we've got some support, and the belly button draws in, pelvic floor pulls up. We're going to take the knees down to one side, breathing in, and on the breath out we're going to target this opposite side of our abs and squeeze so that we start that movement to bring our legs back into center. So it's all powered by the abs. So take it down the other way, breathing in. Breathing out, squeeze up. Good. And in. Now, it's not about how low you take your legs. The aim is to keep the shoulders on the mat all the time. So if you feel like you're kind of lifting up, try and limit the movement a little bit more. You're still going to get exactly the same amount of ab work, but you're getting a bit more control here, which is what Pilates is all about. Breathing in, getting those waists working. Last time on each side, breathing in and breathing out, squeezing the side of the abs in and out. Good. Give yourself a cuddle in, just release that out. So we're going into the 100 now. And you've got a couple of different options here. So if you need to, place a towel just underneath the lower part of your back to give yourself a bit more support. You can also, instead of lifting the head, neck and chest up, if you find that hurts your shoulders, your neck, you can bring the knees up. Or you can place a little towel or a ball, not a tennis ball though, like a medicine ball or a massage ball, underneath your head so that you've got a little bit of support, so something to kind of move against. But we're going to go into it, so if you need to make an alteration, do. Keeping the core engaged, belly button pulls in, pelvic floor pulls up. And we're going to take our hands just behind our thighs, taking a breath in. On the breath out, we lift from the rib cage, so we lift that head, neck and chest up, still being able to kind of look up, so we're not squeezing, hunching forwards. We're just trying to look up or just slightly to the side. Our arms come long, and using the whole arm, we're going to start beating our arms. So we breathe in, 2, 3, 4, 5, and out. And in, 2, 3, 4, 5, and out. And in, 2, 5, and out. And in, and out. And in, and out. So if you want more of a challenge, take those legs up and out. And out, and out, and in, and out, and in, and out, 2, 3, 4, 5. Give yourselves a cuddle. Well done. Just roll around on those abs. On those abs, on those backs. It's the heat, it's making me delirious. That's my excuse for today. And we're going to take it back up now with the legs, and I'm just quickly going to show you from this side so you can see what my legs are doing. But we're going to take our legs, lifting them along as straight as you can. If they're a little bit bent, that's absolutely fine, but we're going to externally rotate them, okay? So if your legs are bent, you're kind of going to be in this position. If you can, stretch those heels up towards the ceiling so you get them into kind of a duck position here, okay? So those are your two options, either bend and kind of push through the heels, or push up, okay? So this is squeezing those thighs together a little bit more as well. So whichever you choose, all we're going to do is doing some leg lifts and leg lowers. But what we're going to make sure we've got that back safe. So control that core. So our ankles come together, our heels come together and our toes go out. Either squeeze these legs together or bend them slightly. And we're going to take a breath in, take the legs down just slightly, breathing out, squeezing back up. So we breathe in and out. Now, what we want to avoid is pushing up into that belly button again. So if you go all the way down here and you're kind of pushing it up, we don't want that, okay, because we're not controlled. So we want to make sure that we're breathing in, keeping that core in, breathing out. Good, in. 4 more. 3, 2, and 1. Give yourselves a cuddle. Well done. So we've worked the lower part of our abs, we've worked our waist. So it's time for the top. So we're going to go into our chest lifts. Our feet are down on the mat, our knees are bent. And we're going to take our hands and place them just behind the lower part of our head. So they're kind of in our peripheral vision, but they're not punching up to give us a cuddle in the face. So we're going to keep the belly button pulled in, and the lift again is right from underneath the ribs. So we're not leading first with our head. We want to really think about pulling in and up with that core and beaming forward. So as if you've got a piece of string that's lifting you up, okay? So you're not lifted up here, it's from here, okay? So it takes a little bit to get used to because it's not like your regular kind of sit-up, but that's why it's so good, because we're lifting the chest and we're not putting strain on our necks. So our hands come down at the bottom of our head and our elbows are in our peripheral vision. Our belly button pulls in, taking a breath in. On the breath out, just lift that head, neck and chest up and lift it down long, breathing in, breathing out, and in. Good. So really think about letting that head rest in those hands. Five more. 5. Lengthen as you go down. 4. 3. 2. And 1. Lengthen, lengthen, lengthen. And give yourselves a cuddle. Just have a quick little stretch out, so take it over to one side. So you can take your knees bent in a Z position, and we're going to take one arm, just reach it over, bending the bottom elbow, just stretching out the side here, and take it to the other side, stretching long through, and swap it around. So take it over to this side, stretching through the side of the body, and back over again. Good. And we're going into our finale now. Okay, so the end is near. if your abs are burning, I know mine are. So we're going to take it all the way down for our last little bit. So rolling down the body, holding that core. Shoulders come down away from our ears. Now, belly button pulls in, pelvic floor draws up. We're going to take one leg and give it a cuddle. Then we're going to take the other leg and lift it kind of long away from the mat. So you're not just kind of lifting it up with no movement. You're really thinking about stretching that leg long. So you can either stay here, so keeping your head, neck and chest down, or hold that belly button in if you want a bit more of a core control exercise. We're going to lift that head, neck and chest up, so we're just kind of looking at the toe. Slight little tap of the chin. And switch. And switch. Good, switch. And switch. Switch. And switch. Good. 5, 4, 4, 3, 2, 1, 1, good. Now bring those legs up to 90 degrees. Hold behind those thighs. Keep that core connection. Keep those abs strong. Now this time we're going to reach long and catch. Long and catch. So you can just do it with those legs, keeping your chest lifted, or with the arms. Long and catch. Whichever we're doing, 6 more. Catch. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and give yourselves a cuddle. Well done. Building those long, lean ab muscles. Last exercise then, we're going into the corkscrew. So arms come down a little bit wider to give yourself some more support. You can also place your hands underneath sides of your body to give your back a little bit more support. So if you find that kind of this, you kind of push your back in too much to the mat, this is a really good kind of support for you if you don't have a towel. So taking both legs up, we're going to squish them together. So really thinking about the fact that somebody's glued our legs together and we can't get them apart. Knees are bent, belly button is pulled in. Now we're going to take a breath in and take the legs over to one side, and breathing out, draw that circle all the way around and up. Breathing in, take it to the other side. Breathing out, all the way down, around, and up. Good. Breathing in. Keeping that belly button in all the time. So again, really concentrate on you. So if making really, really big circles is just not where you're feeling it today, just make smaller ones. Breathing out. There's still just as much work. Trust me. One more on each side. Good, give yourselves a cuddle in. Roll around on that back a little bit. Loosen up any tension. Go bring it up to seated. Take one leg behind you into that Z position. Other leg is bent in front. And just take it over into that stretch, getting really lovely side stretch through the body here. Releasing out any tension. Good, take it up. And then kind of twist to look to the side. So from here, we're here. And if you place your hand down, you should get a stretch through the very top of your shoulders as well. Good, counter stretch. Up and over, getting that length through the side of the body. And taking it up. Turn to face the mat. Bring that arm down. Getting that stretch through the shoulder. And reverse it over. Good, switch those legs. And same thing again, so get that diagonal, reaching along through the body. And up. Bringing it round to get that shoulder stretch and that waist twist as well. Back up. Good. And then take it to the other side. Up. Now, I don't know about you, but this looks really good today. Twist. Little counter stretch. And you guys are done. So make sure that you let me know if you have managed to fit your workout in. Just give me a like on Facebook or tag me in a photo on Instagram, and I'd love to hear from you. I'll see you next time.